Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this series of Total War Warhammer 2. I've basically decided that the Empire game has gone as far as it's going to go. Chaos is basically wiped out. We haven't had the main Chaos attack yet, but we own all of the Empire, all of Kislev, most of Norska, and it doesn't really seem like they're going to do much. So we are going to switch to a new game, a new campaign. We are going to be doing this in Mortal Empires once again, because there is a race here, which I've had my eye on for quite a long time. I know almost nothing about them. I just know that they're one of Bretonia's main allies. They're a little antagonistic towards the other humans, and definitely don't like the dwarves. But I've never played as them. I've only ever fought against them once, maybe twice. They are, of course, the Wood Elves. So I know that these guys have some special mechanics around the amber, for instance. I know that their main cities are enormous. But beyond that, I really know nothing. So we have got Orion, who I think is the Wood Elf King. Elven Council positions from the Lords and Ladies rule over the Athel-Loren. Uses amber, a powerful resource that improves the Oak of Ages and forces of Athel-Loren. The world routes, elven armies can use the network of ancient tree routes to avoid impassable terrain and enemy forces. So that sounds like the beast paths. Then missile-focused elven unit roster with a variety of enchanted arrows and fast-moving cavalry. Oh, goody, cavalry. Enables the unique wild hunt event, which I guess brings in Geralt. Then we've got upkeep and recruitment cost minus 20% for wild riders. That sounds suspiciously like cavalry. 10% or plus 10 leadership in forest battles. Elite forest spirit units cost amber to recruit, and all of his units are 8% faster. And he starts with a unit of wild riders. They are not archers, they are melee, forest stalker, damage dealer, vanguard, frenzied. They sound like a high damage, low hit point cavalry unit. Oh wow, that sounds like the worst thing ever. Eternal guards, forest stalkers, anti-large, charge against large foes. They, I think, are just spearmen. They don't even have shields. And then the Deepwood Scouts, who are archers, 180 range, which is redonkulous. Forest Stalker, Vanguard, Master Ambusher. They do sound pretty good. Orion, please. Big Tree Man or nothing. Treebeard on steroids. Oh, I do like Treebeard. He was one of my favourite characters in Lord of the Rings. So then that's this chap here. Hero recruitment cost minus 50% for branch wraiths. Melee attack plus 10 during forest battles. Elite elven units cost amber. All units in Duruthu's army are immune to all attrition. All attrition. So you could just... Oh, this is why the Wood Elves are going after Norska, because they're just like, pfft, they're cold. Who cares? They start with Treekin, who are forest spirits. Armoured, charge defense against large foes. Wild Riders and Dryads. Forest Spirit, damage dealer, vanguard, deployment, weak against armor. They have a lot of vanguards. This sounds suspiciously like what are they called? The Celts in Attila.
Ready to serve.
Elite Forest Spirits, Elite Elven units. I'm going to go with Orion just because I want the Elven units more than I want the Tree Spirits. But I'm definitely going to try and get him as a legendary later. Chaos Survivor. Chaos Fire versus a tree, guess who wins? Hey, Patcock. Athel-Loren has a queen. However, she's not represented in the game. She's in the fluff, though. Okay. Yes, I've heard about her. What was it I heard about her? She's somewhat similar to Morgana Le Fay and Khalida, I think? Something like that, I don't know. Alright, we're going to play as Orion. We're going to play this on hard. Could even try very hard. No, this is a race I know nothing about, so we'll play it on hard. That'll do. Alright, let's do this. Initial challenge hard. Initial challenge hard. I like it. Let's do it. Oh wait. Forest Spirit. Unit focus with a variety of monstrous and hard-hitting melee units. And then the archers. Yeah, we'll do that. Each year, Orion dies symbolically upon a funeral pyre in the heart of his forest kingdom, only to be reborn again in the following year. Immediately, the wild hunt begins. The forest spirits rage through its glades, bonding Athel Loren's various flora and fauna together in harmony once more. Should the forest be threatened, Orion is always the first to stand in its defence and smite those responsible. I think we'll have an introduction as well in a minute. Hey, Trooper.
Be ever vigilant, my eternal lord. I come to render my assistance to the forest, for this is a time of great peril for Athel Loren. Potential enemies are at every turn. To the north, the Bretonnians lie in wait. We must tread carefully, for their expansionist desires are well known, yet they could be firm allies against other foes. Furthermore, greenskin incursions are increasing. They defile the sanctity of the forests with their filth. The only answer is war. Move against their mountain hovels and end their sorry sorties. To the west, the beastmen herds are massing. These cloven beasts will desecrate everything, including your sacred woodlands, unless stopped by force of arms. You must turn the tables, take the hunt to them. The taint of chaos must not despoil the king's glade. Though the men of the lowlands know the price of intrusion, they still trespass upon your hallowed groves. No more. Drive them from the forest's edge. The Oak of Ages is threatened, Lord Orion, and it is time to unite in their defense. The archery of Athel Loren shall be ascendant. To war.
Alright. How they play, the Wood Elves. The Wood Elves gain amber from quests and from each settlement that they or their allies hold. Amber may be spent on certain buildings, technologies, units, or on rejuvenating the Oak of Ages at the heart of Athel Loren. At the heart of Athel Loren stands the Oak of Ages, which the Wood Elves must fully rejuvenate in order to achieve victory. A variety of benefits may be gained by appointing lords to the Elven Council. Cool. So the Elven Council, I assume, is just like the Empire. It is. It's basically identical. So we have the Protector of the Oak and the Elder Speaker, and these only become available once we have certain buildings. Okay. Enables trade with non-Wood Elf factions. Ah! Interesting. So basically in the Bretonnia game, I need the Wood Elves to get someone to become the Trickster's Mask. They haven't done it yet. Plus 20% armor for Eternal Guard. Ooh, nice. Objective issued. Ensure the following building has been constructed. Oak of Ages withered. At the centre of the realms of Athel Loren lies the Oak of Ages, the beating heart of the forest and sacred shrine of all the Asrai. From the mighty oak, life flows into the forest and through the world. Start of the Eco-Anarchist campaign. Alright, so I start with just the... Oh no, I have the King's Glade as well. So I have two starting locations. We do not produce any amber. Vol's Anvil does. 2 additional amber. The Waterfall Palace does. Quenelles does, which is why the elves often go after that, I assume. And then various other locations throughout the world. Is it literally every settlement? It's literally every settlement. Alright.
The forest is whispering.
Dodan, Waystalker. Waystalkers are training, public order, assault garrisons, assassination. So they are the killers. We have Orion himself. Eternal Guard. Oh, they do have shields. Okay, so there's a version with shields and a version without. The shielded ones cost more and they have way more melee defense and also... Oh, less charge bonus. Okay. Way Watchers, Forest Stalker, which means what? Melee defense and accuracy while fighting within the forest, fair enough. Armor, range 190. Damn. Like the elves are, or the high elves are 160, I think? Master Ambusher. Can move whilst hidden in any terrain, firing in any direction, even while running. And their speed is 46. And Orion's units are faster anyway. This is going to be micromanagement nightmare. Wild Riders, Forest Stalker, Damage Dealer, Vanguard, Frenzy. And the Hawk Riders, Armor Piercing Melee, very fast. They do have a range as well. And are obviously flying. Armor Piercing Missiles as well. Jeez. Alright, cool. What about the Oak of Ages? Oh, it's only one. Okay, it's the King's Glade, which is enormous. As are all of the surrounding places. So all of the Wood Elf starting spots are humongous. So are these locked by not having a higher level Oak of Ages? What does that do for me? Requires more amber. Go away. Provides a garrison, quite a large garrison. Untainted in all regions. That's pretty good. Significantly boosted Untainted. Upkeep cost reduction. Lord recruitment rank increased. Public order everywhere. And then larger garrison, larger garrison, larger garrison. Enables the joint confederation. Diplomacy demand. Upkeep reduction. Public order. Even more Untainted. And then finally, just even more. Alright, so we need the amber to upgrade that. It doesn't cost anything else. Amber required to construct this building as well as any previous buildings in the chain. So building that would actually cost 150, 165, 170. Interesting. Meanwhile, here we are just using regular money. This does not cost us amber. We have got the unit tree. This is Eternal Guards. Eternal Guards with shields. Requires the Azurai Forge. Trickster's Gallery is War Dancers. I know that War Dancers are kind of like the Witch Elves. They're massive damage dealers, but probably not very well armoured. Then the Forest Lookout, which allows the Wildwood Rangers, which are also melee. So they're glaives, so they're going to be polearm, so a lot of armour piercing. Wildwood Waystones, Warden of the Wildwood Elven Council position, research increase. Oh, these cost amber. Okay. The Muster Stone, which is the Glade Riders, with or without Hagbane tips. Wild Riders. And then eventually Sisters of the Thorn. We have this one, which is the Haunted Groves, which allows us to get Dryads, which are armoured. So Dryads are probably our front line. Sounds like it. Tribal Stones unlocks hero recruitment. Branch Wraith. Branch Wraiths are the... I don't know what they do. Branch Wraith, here we go. They're the priest. So they're the replenishing troops, stimulating growth. Branch Wraiths have long served in the Handmaidens, the Ancients, the Athel Orion, and attend to the treemen with a dedication boarding on for fanatical. Okay, cool. Are they mages? Doesn't say anything about that. Can I see more about them? Hadron Claude, Americ. Wood Elves, my favourite. Good. Yes, they are mages. Oh, and they have the exploding trees. Of course they do. And then finally the Moonstone Clearing, which allows us to get treemen. The Warhawk Crags for Hawk Riders, and then the Eyrie, which allows the Great Eagles. Dragon Lair for the Forest Dragon. The Roots of Gairan unlocks hero recruitment to the Spell Singer. These are our main casters. Branches of Gur, and then just further, and allows a garrison. Azurai Forge, which allows Eternal Guard with shields, and then Wild Rangers with shields, Wild Riders with shields, and Azurai Spear War Dancers. Bowyer's Workshop, Glade Guard, requires... Oh, with Starfire Shafts. Don't know what those are, but cool. And then the Deepwood Scouts with Swift Shiver Shards. Nightmare of alliteration there. Swift Shiver Shards. Glade Riders with Hagbane tips, cool. Guard platform, these are the walls, providing garrisons. Forest walls, oh no, this is just a garrison, then there are separately the walls. Ammunition increase, reload time reduction when under siege, melee defense when under siege. Okay, just ever increasing. The Grove of Lurek, which provides a garrison of war dancers. And reduces enemy hero success chance quite significantly. There are a lot of buildings here. Trapper's Den produces furs, which would be nice to trade, except we can't trade yet. Except with other wood elves. And then the grapevines. Income generated 800. Really? That's a mental amount. Cool. Craftsman tree. Pottery resource production. Timber resource production. Elven trinkets resource production, and public order. God damn it. And then a 20% increase from the grapevines. And wine production. Oh, and that's in adjacent provinces. Okay. Elven healer's hut. Medicinal plants resource production. Casualty replenishment plus 20%. Elven court. Lord recruit rank. Lord or hero recruitment rank for waystalkers. 20% more taxes. And then the Temple of Kunaros, which unlocks Kunaros the Hunter. Yeah, we haven't even looked at the technologies yet. Movement speeds, and then only one of these can be built. Ereth Kial, Winds of Magic increase. Anath Rayma, chance of intercepting in the underway. Income from post-battle loot, and then casualty replenishment worldwide. You're not in the live channel section for me, but live on the recently watched tab. I don't know. That sounds like a Twitch thing. Watch out, some units cost amber like the trees above the first one. Okay. Good to know. So, the first things I want to build kind of sounds like I probably want the grapevines so I can make more money. Because I like money. And then archers? Glade guard? Yeah, we want these. So let's build grapevines and glade guard. Wow, they build really quick as well. Am I at war with anyone? Faction will supply you with amber if they become a military ally or vassal. Interesting. But I don't think I can ally with anyone yet, if I remember correctly. Oh, wow, that's an interesting tech tree. Alright, Heg the Crone, ward save 10% during forest battles, leadership +5 during forest battles. No bloody wonder I got trounced fighting the wood elves in the forest, playing as Bretonia, so don't fight them in the forests. Then we can go towards Vol the Maker, which is income from buildings, diplomatic relations with the Empire, with Bretonia. Public order, Lord recruitment, hero recruitment, diplomatic relations with the Southern Realms and Norscar. Interesting. Greenskins. Campaign movement. Dwarves. I like how far down the line the dwarves are. And they cost 2 amber to do as well. Oh, this requires the Temple of Kunaros. This requires a temple to Ereth Kial. Recruitment. Leadership, speed, experience, diplomatic relations with all factions. Recruitment for dryads. Melee attack when fighting against beastmen. Enemy siege holdout. -4. Ooh, that's a big one. Ambush success chance, ambush defense chance. That'll be good against Skaven! Weapon strength for elves. Diplomatic relations with vampire count increase. So the only ones that we really seem to hate are the beastmen. Like, there aren't even any bonuses or penalties against chaos, it's just the beastmen. Wood Elf Archers OP, please nerf. Yeah, I saw the amber cost on the text. It's for the ones which are, like, below. So you can go through the main chain, then if you want any of the special ones, then you do that. But we're going to get Morai Heg the Crone. I'm going to double check this. Definitely want to start getting some diplomatic relations with these chaps.
Tread carefully. Unwise.
So Findol doesn't allow me through.
We will see our homeland persist through all the imprudent.
You're not going to let me through. And Arguon. So Arguon's happy with us for the moment, which is you? Widrioth. Torgavan. Does he not start with a home? Widrioth. Torgavan. I'm not blind, am I? Wood Elves. Wood Elves. Where's he based? Unless it's up here. Which could be. Oh, I'm apparently at war with Quinel's already. But not Carcassonne. They're in the fog. Okay.
The forest calls.
And how much do the troops cost? They are not that expensive. So Eternal Guard are just your bog standard spearmen. Okay. Considering they have a cool name, I thought they might be high-end, like Dragon Princes or something, but no. And then the Glade Guard of the Forest Stalker, good range, 170 range, yeah, Eternal Guard with shields. Okay. Got it. So I'm at war with all the Beastmen. I'm at war with Paravon. I have military access and non-aggression with Carcassonne. Actually, yes, I did have good relations initially with the Wood Elves. With Carcassonne in the... what's it called? Titans of Chivalry game. The dwarves don't particularly care, and greenskins don't like us. Relations with the dwarves are decreasing. Okay. Well, seeing as I have got access through you, I'm thinking that I should probably go after Canals. I'm going to hold off for just a moment, though.
The hunter.
You may as well head up there, have a look around,
Lord
and
of the forest.
we'll recruit some. I want some more of those.
Have my spear.
So that's going to be 2 units in the front, 2, 3, 4 in the back. But some of these are skirmisher. 46 movement speed and they can fire while running. It's ridiculous. Oh, there's Argrilon. Okay, cool. What's Carcassonne doing? What? You tried to wound me? Why? We're friends! Kind of. I'm passing through to go to after Canals, not after you. Bad relations between the dwarves and the elves. Absolutely new to me. So yeah, you'll have to kind of forgive my bumblingness with the elves. I've never played as these guys, and I have no experience even fighting against them. So, usually when playing other factions, like, oh yeah, I fought those guys in the past and they were hardcore. I have none of that experience with them, so we don't know. Do the Wood Elves have artillery? I don't think so. They have ridiculous amounts of stupidly long-ranged archers, though, which are basically artillery, but more of them. Oh, that's the point. How siege is going to work? They're flying archers. Yeah, we have no siege engine, which means that we can never assault a city. Interesting.
I will open them. I will not.
Failure, but you're getting experience. That's the main thing.
I live to serve Ariel.
Oh, and we have some more unit possibilities now. So we have the Hagbane tips, which means they do poison attacks. Yeah. And still more Eternal Guard, and then Starfire Shafts, Armor-piercing missiles. That's the main difference. Less base damage, though. Okay, do I want more troops? Probably. I'm going to be fighting Bretonia, so I do kind of need a front line. And we are still building the Grapevine. Yeah. Some units might have Siege Attacker. Oh, okay, the tree guys can. Fair enough. Are you going to attack me again? I'm not even fighting you. Go away. Starfire archers also do fire damage. Okay, cool. So right now I do not have an amber source, so I need to find one. Probably by taking one of these. Now I believe that when you take these cities, they become outposts. which means they are much reduced elven settlements. I don't know exactly what that will allow me to do or anything like that. You have 2 cities, I seem to recall. Canals and Paravon. Do I need more troops? Probably.
Priestess of the Lady.
That's not me. That's me.
Watch it. Opening the gates.
Failure. But it's all experience. Assassinate.
Ready to serve.
And we can recruit 1 more unit. I think 1 more of archers. I'm going to go with the cheaper archers. I just don't rate poison.
I will make it so.
So we'll go with the regular Glade Guard. And then after this, I think we'll probably move and attack, see what we can do. Because canals we should be able to take without too much problem. Going after Paravon, though, will be far more difficult.